Greetings, my Israelite brothers and sisters, heirs, joint heirs, adopted, grafted, natural, spiritual, however you may come. I want to say happy Sabbath to all of you all. It's a nice Sabbath morning, and it's great to be in South Florida, 85 degrees on a Sabbath morning with an overcast. Just hope and pray that if you're in the South Florida area, you don't have a place that you're going to learn today, come on by Bethel and open up your book and bring your pencil, your paper, your pad, your Bible, and so we can go into this word. We had a great time last night. I mean, really, we dove in some things. I got some emails, and it was awesome, the response, and just the fact that people was learning. And one of the things that I found was a high point was people did not know how long the tribulation it was going to be. Based upon some of your emails, a lot of people think that the tribulation is a 7-year period. I even got one response where a lady says that she thought that we were going to be raptured up and that we were going to escape the tribulation until we read in the scriptures that immediately after the tribulation, the Messiah comes. So there's so much to learn from that, and when we get caught up in other issues and subjects and that are just not relevant to what you need to know, not to say that you don't need to explore into them, but it's not a priority, okay? And so I'm staying a little bit more focused these days. How you doing, Miss B? Just to get in what is going to get you in the kingdom, what's going to get you to salvation, what is that plan about? And that's me. That's what this channel is going to be about. It's what I want it to be noted about, where the gospel of the kingdom of heaven is being talked about and taught, and where you can understand what happens during the tribulation, what happens during the millennium, the events that take place, the signs. There's 3 questions that I'm going to always answer and everything I try to put forth. What is the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? Those are the 2 things. The disciples, the first question was already answered. When should these things be? 70 AD already happened. But what is the sign of thy coming? Well, we're looking at it. Whenever we see wars and rumors of wars, earthquakes in diverse places, he says, don't get shaken. These things are always going to be. Miss B says, I think we all appreciate your leadership and focus in your study last night. Thank you very much, Miss B. And I wanted to just kind of change my style or my presentation to just really put forth a lesson and then come back and answer questions, because I got so many positive comments based upon using that approach. Not that sometimes we won't have discussion and dialogue, but a lesson like that requires a presentation. It just requires you get the lesson out and on the table, because so many things were brought out. And even the reader last night, he was sharing with me, he says, man, I thought it was a 7-year tribulation. Had no idea. And a lot of people think that. But like I said, we read last night. In fact, today at 1 o'clock, there's a lot of key things that I brought out in this lesson dealing with 3.5 years, 1,260 days, 42 months, times and a half a time. I'm going to go into that a little bit today. I'm going to go into the tribulation. Last night about 3 o'clock in the morning, I woke up and that's what came upon my head on my bedpost, was to bring out the tribulations, and what we need to know about that tribulation. There's a lot you need to know about that tribulation that you're going to have to know. You're going to have to know what's going to happen. You're going to have to know about, I didn't get into the beast and what the beast is going to do and what Paul warned us from, but I'm going to get into that a little bit today at 1 o'clock. So tune in at 1 o'clock, 1-ish, thereabout. You know, keep in mind that we have a service and we have a little bit of praise and worship, prayer. We recite the commandments, or someone expounds upon one of the commandments, one of the elders. We have about 7 elders, and each week one of them is assigned to talk on one of the commandments. Children can recite the commandments, you know. So we do that so people will know them. But every now and then, well, not more so than every now and then, we recite them every now and then, but more so now, an elder would take that one commandment and expound upon it. So these things, when we start at about 12:15, our regular service starts. Around 12:15, we get started because we're coming out of Bible study from the morning. And sometimes it goes over a little bit because it's good. And but around 12:15, we'll start. And we let all of these other things go through, the words of exhortation, singing. Singing is always good for us. And we also have, like I said, those commandments. But I try to get up by 1 o'clock. If not at 1, I'll be up by 1:15. So hit that alert button so that you can get the alert. Once I do that, I go right into the lesson. And of course, noon on the Sabbath, I try to keep everything within 1 hour, because some people have been there since 10:30, and come 2:30, they're ready to go. They're ready to eat. So when we cut off the video, we're still there for about another 10 to 15 minutes doing the offering and the prayer and stuff like that. And so I try to get the people out by 2:30 so they can go eat. We provide lunch for everybody that attends every week. We provide a good meal, and we like that because it's an opportunity for people to sit down at the table. All they got to do is provide it. We have several of the ladies that actually prepare the food on a Thursday and a Friday. They bring it out on Saturday. It's ready to go, and they do a very, very good job. So proud of them and the food that they have. It's good. So that's what we do. But at 1 o'clock, we're going to be talking about the tribulation, the 3.5 years, the certain signs that you need to know going into it. I didn't go into that last night, but I'm going to go into today at 1 o'clock. We're going to talk about some of the things this abomination is going to do. Paul talks about it in how he warns us, and he talks about how he's going to be able to fool the very elect. So we're going to go back over to Daniel. Daniel, I think it's 11th to 12th chapter. Daniel talks about how he is going to be able to deceive people with flattering words. So we're going to go into that today. We're going to go into that. Last night we just talked about the wilderness and the tribulation, but we didn't go into the tribulation, the events leading up to the tribulation, and how he's going to deceive a lot of people to sway over and to receive that mark. It's all in the scriptures. It's all written in the scriptures. So we need to get into that today. And that's what's going to happen at 1 o'clock this afternoon. 1 o'clock this afternoon, that's what we're going to go into. So, Brother Rodney, I saw you jump into the room. Thank you very much. You were a very good reader last night. You really stayed on point. You really did a phenomenal job. And first time I've ever used you as a reader. And Brother Michael was in the room last night. He's my reader every Sabbath at the congregation phenomenal job he does. But Brother Rodney and I did not get a chance. I didn't get a chance to give him the scriptures, let him read them beforehand. He did an awesome job. He just went right into it and read very well. So thank you for that. I'll make sure that I use you again in the future when I do a lesson on this magnitude, wherein there are so many scriptures that we got to get out line upon line, precept upon precept, here a little, there a little, upon the laws and the testimonies. So last night we went upon the laws and the prophets, which is in Genesis through Malachi, and we went on the book of the testimonies, which is from Matthew all the way over to Revelation. So we did some back and forth last night, all talking about the tribulation. What I do like about that lesson last night, and one thing that really stuck out, that just really put chills on our body when we were putting that lesson together, is the fact that the Almighty is not going to do anything new. He put angels over Israel then in the wilderness, and he's going to do it again in this wilderness. And there's not going to be anything that you need to do or bring when it's time to get in that wilderness. All you need to do is get there. That's all you need to do. Water. And I thought about that. I said, man, you know, a lot of people think that, oh, let's get to the wilderness. There's going to be a tribulation. And you're going to try to prepare in the place of safety for the tribulation. You cannot prepare. It's a place of safety. You don't need to do any preparation. Everything is going to be provided for you. You know, when the children of Israel were in the wilderness, the scripture says that they walked 40 years and their shoes did not wear out. Do we serve a mighty good God or not? Okay, so that's what he was able to do. Even when they was thirsting, they wanted water, and they started to just murmur. Moses brought water forth at the instructions of the Most High. He brought water forth out of a rock. And we know who that rock was. And 1 Corinthians, the 10th chapter, says, and that rock was Christ. Okay, he is so much for us. And that lets us know he's going to deal with us himself. In this wilderness, there's not going to be a Moses. He is going to deal with us himself. He's going to put his angels with charge over us. I like that part where it says that the parched land is just going to become a pool of water. I mean, this has to be the most cistern water. I think I'm saying that right. Water that you can ever imagine. I mean, it's going to be the most purest water, the most purified water that you probably would have ever tasted in your life. That's what he's going to do for us in that wilderness. Plants are going to come up. You know, I remember Pastor Bowie was talking about this, and he says, if there was stuff out there right now, plants and water, there'd be condos out there someplace. Somebody would be claiming the land. Nobody's touching that desert. Nobody wants to deal with that. They think it's just a waste place. But the Almighty has it that way for right now, until he puts us there. So thank you all. Last night for what you did and what you brought forth out of that lesson. I really want to thank you. Last night was amazing, says GFam 20. I've watched the video twice already. Continue to let the Spirit lead you, brother. To all praises to the Most High. Absolutely, my brother. Keith Moshe Nesbitt, how you doing? Daniel Edginson, happy Sabbath to you, my brother, as well. Roman or Constantine Christianity would do that to you, Miss B. That's Brother Israel responding to something that Miss B brought up. Well, I just want to say happy Sabbath to you all. I'm going to go inside Bible study today. One of our elders is going to be starting a series on the trumpets. That's his job, is to talk about the trumpets. He's going to be doing that the next few weeks in Sabbath school, Elder Clark. And I'm going to go in here and check out his lesson, and for a change, get to sit back and enjoy listening and being fed the word. So peace to all of you. Happy Sabbath, and don't forget to tune in at 1 o'clock as we continue this road of talking about the tribulation, the abomination, what's going to happen. There's going to be some things that we're going to bring out today. We're going to confirm the 3.5 years, and we're going to confirm what happens and who this individual is. The reason why you need to know is because he could deceive even the very elect. So this is why you need to know. So when these things happen, you won't be fooled into it. So we're going to go into that at 1 o'clock. Peace, happy Sabbath.